Hey, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Matchmaker, man. Thank y'all for y'all support, as I'm always gonna do, because I'm appreciative. Nothing y'all have to do. Y'all don't have to, support it all, but y'all do, man. I thank y'all for it. Um, Excuse me for being a little late, man. I got a guest that I wanted to come on a little bit later because I just really want people to understand, man, the mind of an athlete. So the gentleman that I'm bringing on literally play with some of the best players and things. And so I just wanted to let him tell his story just a little bit on the things that he ended up going through that basically took him away from sports. So I want to talk about that. And there's some other stuff that I also want to talk about. He says, so Icy tapping in, man. It was good. One way, Jay. What's up with you? But nah, man, I just think some of these things need to be talked about. And like I say, some of these parents, they don't understand some of the damage that they're doing to their kids. So I just want somebody who actually experienced what they end up going through. You feel what I'm saying? And it may sound familiar to your kids if you actually play it to them. So he be coming on in a little bit. But I do want to start off with this, man. Hey, and shout out to the Virginia Seahawks. Shout out to So Icy and my dog Aza, man. What's good with y'all? So Aza says, make sure y'all make sure y'all subscribe, man. Yeah, definitely appreciate it. So I wanted to talk about this real quick. I seen something, man, and I don't know how true it is. Shout out to Boy Sports. Shout out to PA. He says, peace, Ken, on this thirsty Thursday. Hey, for sure, man. But I seen something, man, that damn near made me want to throw up, bro. That I hope. Hey, DeLeon, hey, bro, I'm gonna call you Deli. Hey, I do not know your name, bro. DeLeon or Delion, which one, man? But now I seen something, bro, and it was what kids and the parents what they have to pay for registration fees. And so I seen it. I said, nah, bro. Yeah, like people know that I know math really well. So when I seen it, I said, damn, ain't no way in hell that these kids don't travel more with what they gotta pay. Right? They said that these folks had to pay $745 for registration fee. Now, what I want to know, because like I don't get nobody pockets, but I would say something for the babies, man. I would definitely say something for them. And then also, man, if somebody want to call in later on, the number right there. But I wanted to let it be known, man. If somebody is charging that much for registration fees, what the hell are they getting? Because that's a whole hell of a lot of, funds to do exactly what you need them to do. $745. They better have 20 plus games. They own backpacks. They better travel when they want to. They better make sure they got a field. They better make sure that these kids won't for nothing. They better have a damn meal plan to be paying $745. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the thing about it is, and I don't know how true it is, because I just gave my guy some a little bit of props for what he said, but at the same time, I get it. It's not all parents and stuff like that. But if this is accurate, I'm shocked. But according to the people that was saying stuff, they said it was one of them is Hester. So I'm saying former NFL player, I get it. You are that former NFL player. However, him out of all people should know that a lot of these kids can't afford that. A lot of them can't. And if they can, why y'all don't travel more? That's crazy work right there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. But when I seen that, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, damn, bro, they really should not want for nothing. I can't understand how they didn't travel more last year. If that's what you're paying, they should be seeing a lot more than just Florida. But it ain't just Florida people charging that amount. So I just want to know, what are they getting once they actually pay such a high registration fee? And like I say, man, I'm not trying to kill a game, but also I'm not trying to let nobody, overcharge these babies as well, because these are the ones that's trying to, do other things. When you charge that amount of money, that's taken away from other things. And some of these parents have the highest hope and are investing in their child so they can end up being in a situation to where, the child can possibly change their life. And so paying that, I'm sure, is taken away from other things. Maybe some clothes that they need to buy, maybe the lunch that they need at school, maybe, the some tutoring that they may have to pay for, some extra tutoring. It can take away from a lot of stuff. And so I just want to know if that's accurate. If so, man, please let me know. But that's crazy. PA said, he says Texas saying they bringing the Y and C titles back. And that's the other thing too, man. I seen somebody said, I don't even know. Like, a lot of times I screenshot stuff, but I don't know who said what. So I seen somebody that said that they were bringing Texas back, right? And so the teams was SED. The other one, I believe, was Havoc, was in there in that equation. The other one was let me check. Let me double check. But there was like four teams that the dude has selected, and I was like, bro, none of them teams are gonna win it. And my guy Ballhead Sports is in here, but ain't none of them teams gonna win it. None of them. I know, it's wishful thinking or whatever, but I mean, but that's their opinion at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? I can't knock somebody for what they believe, but I really just think it's one of those situations they just want to kind of put those teams on a map. I truly don't believe that person believe it, whoever said it. But yeah, man, it is what it is, but I doubt it. Texas ain't gonna beat. I mean, SED has been the best player for them, and I think the last time I seen SED, they got pretty much manhandled by Bessemer. So I'm taking that with a grain of salt, man. I don't think none of these individuals do anything, to be honest. I think they're gonna win, probably, make some noise when it comes to their league. But when it comes outside and you talk about youth football, and then I also want to know, are these individuals in YNC? You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts right there. We can, we can go and say, hey man, these teams right here, hey bro, they did very well in battle. Preseasons, they did some really good stuff, right? But if we don't see them come out outside, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I don't want to hear about the Texas. I don't. And then my guy, man, from what is it, Flame Gang, I reached out to him. He asked me, like, about the battle preseason and stuff like that. I let him know, like, look, bro, first go ahead and register. If y'all can register, then I will go ahead and do what I can do to see what I can do. I haven't heard from him yet, but this is the second time a dog did me like that. But it is what it is, bro. We gonna see. We definitely gonna see. But so far, I did see that team, Texas Faith. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I seen them. The guy, what is his name? Is it Kai Kai or something like that? Did his thing. Young man did his thing. but they looked at, they looked at average. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now, when you talk about SED, I don't know if they're gonna be able to compete with them looking like that. It was too many offsides, too many false starts, too many, everything. But it was fresh in the season, so I'm not gonna completely, hold that against them. However, people gotta understand, man. They got to understand, man. A lot of these kids have already been practicing, and shame on them coaches, bruh, that didn't allow these kids to have a life outside of football. Trying to make sure these kids don't get into the track and do other stuff, and so they practicing super early, taking kids away from other things, and then trying to get them an ultimatum, and then holding them accountable and holding it against them and stuff like that, man. Y'all need something else to do, bro. Some of these coaches need something else to do because they try to, put so much pressure onto these kids, man. It's not even funny. I mean, damn. Y'all know baseball season is a thing. Y'all know basketball season is a thing, right? And after December, they should be able to do those things, not be pressured to have to go to a damn practice that shouldn't even be have started. It should have started when what I say, spring training, right? That's when the season or somebody should be expecting players to at least come train, condition, or something like that. But when you putting pressure on a parent, hey man, where y'all at, man? Y'all ain't at this. Like, bro, everybody don't want to play 7-on-7. Everybody don't want to take the time out to give football is time, right? In during the spring and stuff like that. Some people want to explore. They want to see what they better at. You can go and look at my guy. Oh my God, how did I forget his name? But you can look at Prince. You can look at Prince. This man is a beast at baseball and football. But they don't but he give his kid enough time to play both. You don't know which one you're gonna be successful at. That's why I say empowerment for the parents, business for the coaches, so they can know. Because if the parents know, chances are you can't get over them on them. But sometimes all you got to do is just say the right things to the parents, and you basically got them sold. But if they know better, they would do better. They would show better, right? They will move better instead of relying on a coach. They will be the ones to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to. You feel what I'm saying? So, parents, this is why I want to educate y'all. This is exactly why I be wanting to educate. I don't be understanding how I get resistance when I only want y'all to do better. And it be crazy to me. It do. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. I'm sorry, man. Let me go to. He says 745 times 30 is 20K. He says don't last forever. He said between traveling, multiple games, events, include national, all along with adding expenses, uniform, etc. I know, coach. I know. But if you got to spend that, you definitely got some coins to travel at least a couple of places. You know what I'm saying? I get the side of having to play like um games, you know what I'm saying, like or whatever. But when you at your home place like Florida, 9 times out of 10 you don't have to go that far. Even though I'm not saying everything in Florida is close, but 10 out of 10 times, man, it's not as close. Like damn near can get a one of them sprint trucks and sprint vans and get your players to where they supposed to, and it ain't gonna cost that much. He says, Ball Sports says, Flame Game in Texas Fate. He says, Warriors 8U. Hey, man, then OC 49ers, man, shout out to them. I want to get the coach on here. He says, Ken versus everybody, not drinking that Georgia Kool-Aid. He said, like y'all, he said, like y'all this year. Hey man, come on, bro. How the hell did if I was drinking that Kool-Aid, right? Or if I was just Georgia, 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 how in the hell did we come to start knowing the damn Frankfurt Chargers? Because I put on for them as well, bro. I was putting on for everybody. Hey, Lo, what's good? He said, what's good? Nothing much, man. I'm gonna have a guest coming on in a minute, man. I just want to talk a little bit. I just want him to share his story a little bit, man, because this was somebody that played sports, right? We grew up. This is somebody else that also knows Dame or whatever, but we grew up, going to the same gym, same hood and stuff like that, man. And I just want them to let them know about choices, man. A lot of times these kids don't feel like they got choices. They feel like they got to be hard all the time. DeLeon said, he said, it's not one team from Texas in war zone. Yes, it is. You got the Houston Wolfpacks. They definitely in war zone. He says, tell them to come outside, get hit in the mouth, man. Amy says, say it loud. Swaggy Lee says, facts. Appreciate y'all being in there. He said, OC 49ers, 7, you dead. He says, fact, Ken, a lot of PA kids participate in multi-sports during the spring leading up to football season. Yeah, man. And then a lot of times, bro, these coaches be super selfish, bro. Like, damn, bro, let these kids explore. You don't know what sport they're going to be successful at. Look at Ant-Man. Didn't Ant-Man partake in several different sports, right? Wasn't he good at other sports, but he chose basketball? You see what I'm saying? So when these folks don't give you the leisure or without pressuring you to be at their practice, bro, they doing y'all a disservice. They should never do that. Or he said, oh, Miss 7U. He said SED Battle Boys need a game in July. What age is that again? What age is that? SED Battle Boys. Is that 9U or 10? I mean, or 8U? 8U or 9U?
Call from
Angela.
press 1 to send a voice.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for calling in. What's the word, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing, big bro?
All right, all right. Hey, man, thank you for coming on. But yeah, man, I just wanted to have you on, man, to share your story just a little bit, bro, about, just because I'm very heavy and involved with the youth, man. And I noticed that, and I know that you are someone that actually played football and stuff like that, right? But then, it came to a point where we talk about choices, right? We talk about peer pressure. Man, what do you want to let the kids know about peer pressure and in sports, just in general and outside of in sports and outside of sports?
Well, I want to start off by saying, what's up with my youth? But I want to start off by saying this. I, as a youngster, I was very confused about what was the right thing to do as far as play football or, navigate the people that was giving me some kind of warmth or some kind of friendship and companionship, and that was the people in the street. So I was kind of confused. You know what I mean? But if I was to make a different choice now, if I knew what I know now back then, I would ask more questions and ask more. I would just try to talk to people, even if they're not really, receptive. But anyway, I made the mistake at the age of 16 by choosing to go in the streets instead of play for Oakland Tech. You know what I mean? I was defensive end, number 2. I wasn't no superstar, but I was in it. I was active. I was trying to emulate my cousin, who was an Andre, who played in the NFL. So I made the mistake because I was in the streets. I was like 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the football. And I love football. But it's like at that time I loved the streets. So I turned my pads in, made the biggest mistake of my life. I turned my pads in and quit football because I wanted to be a drug dealer. And so at the age of 16, I ended up catching years to life also, August 16, 2001. And that's when it really hit me. And then it hit me for 22 years as I've been out. And like, damn, I should have just played football. Excuse my life. I should have played football because I would have had a lot more opportunities to meet a lot of more people instead of being stuck with the people that's in the struggle with me in the street. And it was hard for me because I wanted to fit in with the streets. I wanted to be, I wanted to make money. I was in it for as a youngster, so I wanted to be there. And it's like I had to go to school and go to practice. Practice ended at 8 o'clock. School at 3. So it was like I'm trying to grind and sell drugs at, after 8 o'clock and stuff like that. And it was just like I looked at the streets as a good thing, and I should have looked at football as a good thing. And I made that choice. You know what I mean? Choice haunts me to this day. So that's why I'm here with trying to for youth that the streets is not the way. The streets is all right. When I went to jail and went to prison and with a life sentence, everybody left me.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody that I know, but I'm talking about everybody I thought was, that I looked up to in the streets. They was not there. You know what I mean? My family, all my grandparents died on me while I was in prison, and I got blessed by God to actually with an opportunity to get out, and that's how I've been out. I've been out a year and a half now, and I'm off parole and stuff like that. But it's like that's what I'm trying to show the youth that it's hard to make a choice, but you have to. Sometimes you have to be scared. Like be scared a little bit to, there's consequences in the streets. Be scared.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be at the tough because consequences is real. The hardest dude, the most people that people think is gangsters when they get that life sentence, they realize they're not that hard like that. So realize to make that your parents or the people that's in your corner, that's telling you to do right. Listen to them because they're telling you right.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to that moment, right, for peer pressure, and it's like that you're not supposed to do certain things or whatever, right? But then you want to kind of look good into the streets' eyes, right? Or you want to be cool. So how do you get yourself out of those moments in those situations? What is some advice that you can give to them?
What advice I can give you is realize who loves you. And if grandmother, if it's a parent, a lot of us didn't have fathers growing up and stuff like that. If it's a parent, if it's a person at the rec center, if it's you, can't if it's you. You know what I mean? All the youth that's listening to you, you know what I mean? Like, listen to this because the ones that's telling you right is the ones that love you.
Mm-hmm.
The advice I can give you, and the facts is this. The people that we look up to in them streets, you got to ask yourself, what they're giving you, which passing you the weed or passing you drugs to sell or whatever, do they have their own sons out there selling drugs and stuff like that? Would they let their grandfather sell drugs? No, they won't because they love them. They pass you stuff like that, realize that they really don't love you. And the ones that love you is the ones that's telling you right. And even though it might be pressure also, you know what I mean? Because they might be jamming down, they might not know how to communicate it to you properly. But those are the ones that love you.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I went to prison and everybody that was in the streets left me and laughed at me. You will get laughed at, and you will feel more shame, feel as you probably feel right now. And I'm proud to say that I don't feel that way no more because I know who I am. You know what I mean? So you have to find out who you are, my youngsters. Find out who you are and be that, not gangster shit. Excuse my language, not the gangsters. That's all a facade. It's all it's fake. What's real is the love you have in your heart. Like God tells you to love your neighbor. Love is everything. Don't never let nobody tell you that love is weak. love. You have to be honest in love. That's strength. You have to be dedicated, devoted to love. That's strength. So weaknesses comes when you're being something that you know in your heart you really don't want to be. And that's the weakness. The strength is the love when you want to, give your friends something to eat or give your friends a sip of your soda. That all them feelings is the love that you need to connect to instead of the circumstances where it's dangerous, where you can lose your life or go to jail. Okay. Those situations are not of love. They are not for you. You know what I mean? That's my best advice to get is just try to find the value in yourself. And if it's your grandmother telling you that you're a sweet young man and all that, that right there, it might sound off or whatever, but that, hey, hey, grandson, you're sweet. That's the love right there that you need to connect to. So connect to the love. That's all I'm basically saying.
Yeah.
And I love you. So connect to the love. Hear me as I say I love you. You know what I mean? Connect to the love.
Hey, so look, I want to actually bring you on. So what in your video, I mean your sound is clipping. So what I'm gonna do is we gonna get it, we gonna connect another day where you actually on. Right.
Okay, for sure.
And yeah, so right. I'm gonna just finish this one out, you know what I'm saying, talk about the topics that I got on. But I did want them to know, man, that this is a gentleman that spent 22 years of his his youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to say he's still young, but he spent 22 years, right? And now he's trying to get it right. So what I'm saying is we need to basically get it right. And that's why I say, oh, and I want to ask you one more question. What do you say? Because music has a heavy influence, man. What do you say to the parents and to the music, man? What is your advice on that?
When it comes to music, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to, I'm always gonna be honest. When it comes to the music, you got to be careful with the music because music it stores information inside your brain. It triggers. It like this. Music says a lot of things that you can relate to. Nice bouncy beat to it. Okay, that's cool. But when it says you know what I mean? If I'm doing bad, I'm gonna go rob somebody because I'm doing bad. You know what I mean? Understand that that's just fluff. So when it comes, music is cool, but just be careful who you're be careful who you're looking up to. You know what I mean? If it's Jay-Z and stuff like that or whatever, that's cool. If it's you know what I mean, the positive people, the ones that's actually doing positive things in the neighborhood. And always realize that music is just entertainment. They are only entertaining you. That's it. And music basically came from it's back in the day with the slaves and stuff because that's all they had. They didn't really have no knowledge of anything. All they could do is hum and sing. And and it translated. It transcended. To these generations now, and it just, music talks about what we got going on in the hood. But if we are living in that hood and still hearing what's going on in that hood, that's not what the music is for. The music is to show the people that's not in the hood what's going on in the hood. It ain't for you to be in the hood to keep doing the bad stuff that you're doing in the hood to keep it lit. Even though they saying to keep it lit, but they only saying keep it lit because they want you to buy their music.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So just kind of be careful who you're looking at on and also the main thing is this. The music people are not you. Because the entertainers they're not you. So, don't try to be them. You know what I mean? And even though if it's cool, even though y'all got a lot of similar, ways about yourself, be you. Be your own person. You know what I mean? Do what you feel is the right way, not what he's saying. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If a person telling you to do wrong, that ain't the person you need to be listening to. I listen to music all day long, but I let it go in one ear and out the other.
Sure.
Yeah. And you have to be mindful You have to be mindful when music is pumping you up. If music is pumping you up, you got to just think a little bit. All you gotta do is calm down, breathe, and think a little bit. Like, and try to pay attention on how you actually feeling it. You might not be able to identify what you're feeling, but just feel for a minute. You know what I mean? Don't let your actions, don't let the music dictate your actions. Don't let the music pump you to do something. You know what I mean? So, but music is good also too, though. You know what I mean? Because music helped me do a lot. Music helped me do 22 years of prison because I listened to it and I just listened to it to to block out a lot of things. But you have to learn to put the music down and pick up a book sometimes. You know what I mean? Pick up a pen and paper. You know what I mean? Write. You know what I mean? Just try to not be stuck in just listening to the music. Try to see what else you can get out of the music in a positive way. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you might want to do poetry. I do poetry now, but I started off like trying to rap, but now I know how to do poetry now. Now I went to school and did college courses, and now I like write essays now, and so it all came from music. But you know what I mean? I did something else with it. So don't stay one dimensional in nothing. Whether you know what I mean? Like even if you like football, if you got a position, you're a running back. You know what I mean? But you could try to just on your own time try to see what it's like to be a defensive end and just start like with your strengths or whatever. Try to do some of their little exercises that the defensive end do at practice or whatever. Just try to not stay one dimensional and try to see what other try to explore what other things might and you'll be surprised what can come out of it. So just try different things. Don't stay stuck with one thing. That's all I want to basically say.
All right, bet, man, because you clipping a little
bit. Let me say one last thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, my bad. One last thing. When you make mistakes, understand that we all have made a lot of mistakes and still making them. Even if it's a mistake that has you feeling the lowest of the lowest, understand that God loves you and you have the opportunity after you've made the mistake, even if you got to sit in it, just know that there's another day where you can try to right that wrong, you know what I mean? Or, and apologize and hold yourself accountable, you know what I mean? And move on. Don't stay stuck in your mistakes because what you do in your mistakes is not who you are.
Absolutely. But yeah, bro, definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Like I say, we're gonna set something else up. But I'm gonna finish talking.
Oh, brother, I want to make sure they see me so they know that I am a product. I am y'all. You know what I mean? I am y'all for sure.
Yes, sir.
So I can't wait. And I love what you're doing, Ken. I love this podcast right here. This is like my first one since I've been out that I did. You know what I mean? I'm reaching out to y'all. You know what I mean? And man, like. Y'all the next generation. It's y'all turn. It's y'all turn, man. For real. It is y'all turn.
Absolutely. For real. All right, but tap in, man. I got you, brother.
All right. Yep. Have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right. Hey, yeah, man. Appreciate my guy for coming on, man. For some of y'all that left, man, I just was trying to get the word out because I know some of these kids be listening and stuff like that. But we got to look at some of the other factors, right? Where our kids, we listen and stuff, and then somebody may want to be like a little Dirk, want to be like a little Vine, thinking that the streets is it, right? Because we only see the glorification of it, but they're not showing y'all, you little men, that them kids are breaking down when they getting life sentences, ain't never gonna get out and stuff like that. So think before you react. And I always say, take a cooling period. I always say, young men are not emotional. Men are logical. We don't react off how we feel. We react off what's best. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we kind of get the emotions of our parents, of our mothers and stuff like that. And like I always tell people, an emotional man is the most dangerous man on earth because he's going to react based off how he feels. And then he's going to think about the consequences later. When real men, we think about the consequences first. We react, we think about it. We tell ourselves, damn, if I do this, I know the consequences may be this. So we think about it. All right, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But the emotional man would react and then say, damn, man, I shouldn't have did that. Nah, bro, think about it first. Try to think about it first. Because even here, when I go off or I say something, trust me, I thought about it. I sat there before I got there. I damn near 9 out of 10 times I thought about it. What I was gonna say. But like, it is what it is. But he says, be authentic, man. Authenticity is, pretty much everything, man. Shout out to Lee Thornton. But nah, man, I was talking about that what was it? I was talking about the 745. Then what else I was talking about? Let me go to stuff right quick, y'all. I had to get that man the floor, bro. All right, so this one, I wanted to talk about this one, right? It says, coaches, stop telling parents if you do it better, why don't you coach? I can't tell you why we don't coach. Some of us have a career, right? That takes all of our time. It says, I'm going to start asking these coaches what they do for a living. He says, when they ask, why don't I coach? I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. That was the wackest, question that I really just seen in general, because it's like, okay, I get the coach can't coach. I get that. Some people don't. But don't ignore the fact that, this man is taking the time out to coach your son, something that you can't do and unwilling to possibly do. So don't sit there and it's like you badgering and get like basically nitpicking at this person, and then you say, I'm going to start asking these coaches what they do for a living, if they got a job or not. So just think, if this is really the personality that you have, and you saying that you ain't got the time to teach your kid, but then they got the time to teach your kid, why does it matter? Why does it matter? It don't, like, see, and this is my thing. It's the belittling for me. Y'all know me. I don't belittle nobody. I don't. I'm only trying to big people up. But some people, right? Some people, I don't agree. But some people, just want to make themselves feel a little bit more important than others. And my thing is, even if I'm up here, I'm gonna make people feel like they up here. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, bro. So some of us parents, we have full-time jobs. Okay, cool, bro. Then show that man some appreciation. Show that man some appreciation. Because he's taking the time out for your child. And this is, one of the things that I be trying to get people to understand and see. Like, man, you sit there and people complain about, coaching. I can complain about them. I can, because I'm literally doing this to as commentary and to shed spotlight onto some of these teams. That's why I'm doing it. But I don't need to just belittle coaches. Now, I might say you can't coach, but I'm not gonna sit there and just try to make you feel small for being a coach. Now, if you stealing, which we have seen, over the years, at least a couple of years, seeing coaches, peeling it from the kids and stuff, putting it into their own pockets. We seen that. But when it comes to, just trying to make the coach feel super small, like, oh, well, I got a career job. What are you doing? Nigga, I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm coaching your damn kid. So is that too small of a job or deal for you, sir? Is that beneath you? You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like to me, Brody came with an excuse. That'd be the nerve of some people, man. It'd be crazy for me. How you trying to make this man feel 3 feet small, man? All right, so the next one is you football coaches embrace coaching, challenge yourself. You supposed to recruit your butt off, right? But don't forget to build up what you have. And that's crazy that I gotta switch up on y'all coaches just that quick. That's accurate. Only difference is some coaches don't know how to build up. Now, I'm not going to belittle you for being a coach, but I am going to talk mess for you not knowing how to coach and trying to coach. I am going to do that. You feel me? Some people don't know how to build up what they got. And then I also seen a post where they was talking about what the post said. The post was saying that some of these coaches can't coach. They just take our players. And I started scratching my head like this. And I said to myself, I say, hold on, wait. If you ask me, that don't make a lick of sense. You're saying that these coaches can't coach, but you're getting mad and upset and looking at the fact that they're taking people kids. How in the hell can a coach not coach, but they taking your kids? That must mean that you can't coach. He must can coach. Other people must think he can coach if he's able to continue to take your kids. That must mean that you terrible at the damn job. You feel what I'm saying? Like that didn't make a lick of sense to me, but you know, it is what it was, bro. And then the other thing is right here, right? It says coaches are not their players' fathers, right? He says the sooner coaches realize that, the better the program will be. And I didn't get this one either. I didn't understand it. I just think people just be wanting some attention, right? I think people just be wanting something to say because a lot of the stuff that people say, I promise you don't make a lick of sense. It don't be making a lick of sense. So just because a parent or a coach act as if he's another child's father from the perspective of football, right? Trying to give that child the attention, the proper attention that young man needs, right? Because we know that a young man needs attention. A young man needs attention. He's going to get attention the right way, which is from the coaches, or he going to get attention the wrong way, which is from the streets, right? So a coach treating a kid like his own son, that's basically a problem for them. That don't make sense to me because it's like our culture is already voided, right? We already void of I want to say of hugs, right? We don't really give our kids hugs. When you go to the next game, just really pay attention to all the games that you watching. Let's see how many hugs these kids get. Let's see how good these kids how much praise that these young men get, especially if they didn't do well according to the father's or mother's standards, right? They're going to be upset at these people and they're not going to congratulate their kids, right? But you got coaches out there who does do that. But that's a problem? Bro, I'm against it because we have a lot of stuff to say and a lot of it don't even be about nothing. We talk a good game, but it really don't be about nothing. I think in my culture, we have done stuff, right? And it's just honestly, everything that we like or thought cool was degenerate behavior. It was not cool, right? So for instance, if you were smart, you were called a nerd, right? If you do things the right way, you was considered somewhat like what they call it, not a geek, but lame, right? If you were faithful to one girl, he a simp or he's this. Like, bro, everything that we taught or everything that was supposed to be a good thing, we taught the to be bad. What the hell is bad about a parent or a coach acting in a role of a father figure? What the hell is wrong with that? Nothing, right? It's nothing. So with that one, like I say, man, some people are just doing that, bro, because they want attention, man. Some people just doing that. Hey, Kelsey was good. Donald, he said some people are better at talent acquisition than they are at building talent. That's facts. That's for sure. He said that makes sense. He says it's a few coaches that's just way more talent on their team, right? He says some of these coaches just good at math. Hey, he said they just good at math. He says most coaches know talent when they see it. He says building up lesser talent is when you feel proud as a coach. Hey man, that's a great point, because here's the thing too, right? Um, when you do build up, and Fanatic was kind of talking about this yesterday, when you build up players and you get them up to the point where they become notarized, and then you got another coach that may be, have a organization, right? That's better, right? I ain't gonna say better, because I ain't gonna even talk from a structure perspective, because most of these teams that are in leagues are in the most structure, right? They have the most structure. But when it comes to, I want to say, like, teams that are already winning, some players go to those teams, right? And that coach took the time out to make sure they developed that kid to become where he was. He wasn't that good at that point or whatever, but he ended up, he ended up getting that kid up to par to where somebody on a bigger plateau end up coming to get that kid, right? Some people don't know how to develop talent. Some people don't. Some people are great at managing talent, because some people may get talent and then still end up losing the damn championship. So we know that you can have all the damn talent, because this year, Walk 'em Down Gang got the talent. If T Street in here, he definitely gonna respond, because that man can't stand when I say Walk 'em Down Gang. But a lot of times, bro, um, some people have the best teams, and I want to say Walk 'em Down this year is definitely one of those teams that have the best team, and championship or bust for them. And it's just like that coach that I like that came on here. He said, "Hey man, it for us, it's championship or bust. I don't care what nobody say. Like we good. We supposed to win championship or bust. If we don't win it, then then we failed them, pretty much." Said Flower City Panther, tap it in. Hey, what's good? What's good? Ryanton, I'm gonna call you Tizzy because I know that one for sure. He says back to Texas. So you on record saying Texas won't win a natty at YNC. If it do be, it's gonna be DEA. That's the only Texas team I see winning. I don't see Space City winning. I don't see SED winning. I don't see Havoc winning. I don't see Texas Faith winning. I don't see Flame Gang winning it. I don't see none of them teams winning it. None of them. And I might change my mind once I seen them. But when I seen Texas Faith, I'm sure. I'm sure they're not gonna win. I'm sure that if they AU play Supreme, I'm giving Supreme a 30 ball. I'm giving them a 30 ball. That's on the good side. What do you say? He says there's different type of head coaches. For sure, man. It's definitely. He said Smyrna develop kids. Hey man, shout out to him, young man. Man, shout out to Smyrna, man. Smyrna be running to all the smoke, bro. Hey, did y'all get a game? And I did talk to DT. DT says, man, y'all gotta play at least 2 games, bro. He said I gotta play at least 2 games. I know that y'all wanted that Friday game, according to Keisha. But he said, man, y'all gotta play at least 2 games, bro. So, he's definitely willing to allow y'all to come in. But yeah, he was just like, man, y'all gotta at least play 2 games. He said, you talking like walking down game number 2, 11U teams in the nation going into this season. Nah, they for sure top 5 though, and they should win it. They should be one of the teams that end up winning it because they got some voodoo players, some good voodoo players, like key ones. Then not just that, right? They retained their core. So with that being said, we already seen that the walk 'em down gang end up going to the battle, right? They went to battle. Now with that team, even though they were supposed to beat Bugatti, they dropped the ball. They were supposed to beat Bugatti, right? But they didn't. But I will say this, knowing that, right, and how far they went in the preseason last year, well, they ended up playing voodoo or whatever, but they ended up beating a good team, right? And they showed you that they were a really good team. They had a really good game versus voodoo, and stuff like that. This year, with you getting voodoo players, bro, what the hell do you want us to say from that point? What do you say? What do you say? And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Voodoo end up getting their players back. I'm not gonna even lie to you. If Voodoo still beat them with some of the key pieces that they lost, I can see those same players going back to Voodoo. I can literally see that. But as they would probably say, Amy says, nah, they're gonna crumble. Said for sure, top 5, walk them down game. I think that I'm not gonna go on a limb and say, oh yeah, they number 1, but they definitely should be. They should be those last 4 teams. PA, they should be those last 4 teams for sure. When you're talking about that semifinal game, they better be in that last 4. I'll tell you that. Because if not, then you ain't got no choice. Just to say, hey, bro, y'all just need some. Because if y'all give, even if they switch, right, with the players that they have, you give Coach Batman those group of players, they still win it. They still win it. You give Coach Batman the group and the players that walk them down gang has, they still win it. Because he has a system. He said, no, I'm saying if you say that walk them down gang won't win it, no, I'm saying I'm believing the system when it comes to Coach Batman. I'm saying that the reason that it's a championship or bust for them, not only do they got some good players. See, y'all don't want to give them no credit at all. See, I'm not like that. I'm going to give them their just due and their credit because, they are a really good team. I like them. They're very exciting to me. I'm going to be at their games, right? I'm going to record some of those games. Although a lot of y'all don't like walk them down game, I feel like I'm back in a Georgia Falcons situation because I do like them. I think they're a good team. And people give me a lot of slack for saying that they're a good team because they are. You see what I'm saying? The whole thing is we gotta see if the coaches is able to get it done. That's really what it boils down to. So they can have all those top players, but could you, as a coach, put them kids in the best position to actually win? Hey, and then also too, man, I can't wait. I mean, the season almost here. But the stuff that we trying to bring for these babies, man, and the stuff that we looking to do, I think we're gonna change our format. I think we're gonna be on the big screen. We're not gonna be horizontal like this. So because we're gonna want to play some of them videos, and I'm not gonna want to have to, you know, crop everything, you know, for the show. I just because I'm gonna have to try to get it out there, you know, once I get some of those highlight plays and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep it in the same format. But yeah, man, I intend on playing a lot of highlights, especially after the games. You know, we're gonna do some recaps and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, I plan on seeing a lot of teams this year. And like I say, I'm gonna go and be on a week by week basis because like you never know. Some teams may lose players, some teams may fold, or some teams may end up being better than what we expected. So I'm going to be on a week by week basis, but Fanatic not. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm gonna operate. But let me see. Let me see what else I got. Far as the war zone, I end up. Let me see. Did I? All right. So for the war zone, right? So these are some of the teams that's in the war zone. Hey, Lo, I think y'all should definitely, bro, get into that war zone. I think y'all should do it. But in this war zone, right? Full foe, Boundary Waters, CDJ, right? They got a blue and a black. So they one of those teams, they he says, why walk them down, get so much hate? Hey man, hold on, man. Let me say this. They don't get hate from us, but I show love. But the thing with them, man, is that I think when it comes down to voodoo, they don't really want to play. They try to move. I think people don't like the fact that they felt like since they was close to voodoo, how they was trying to big boy people. And this is what I'm hearing, right? This is the stuff that I'm hearing, that they trying to act like are a voodoo because they had a close game with voodoo. And they were trying to big boy people. And then once they lost to Georgia Rattlers, people were saying that they was afraid to play competition that was at home, right? They didn't want to play the East Side babies. This is the information that I'm getting. I could be wrong. So don't hold me accountable because I ain't saying this. I like walk them down game. So hear that too, along with the criticism or the skepticism, hear that as well. I like walk them down game. I will be at their games. I will be recording and supporting them as well. So for those who like walk them down game or who fans of the walk them down game, I am not taking no slight at y'all. What I am doing is adding a little bit more pressure on y'all. It shouldn't be a problem because Voodoo get it every year. Every year somebody say they're gonna be Voodoo, and they end up they take that, right? They use it as motivation and they get the job done. Y'all got some voodoo players, therefore y'all have no excuse. If y'all want to know how to get to a championship, let them kids lead the way. Get out their way and let them tell you what it takes to become a champion because they did it. That's all I can say. Like Coach Batman told SED last year, y'all want to win, y'all would let Aiden lead the way. But instead of letting Aiden lead the way, the coaches dropped the ball. They dropped the ball because they had a legit chance at winning that game. You know what I'm saying? But that's why Voodoo is Voodoo. Voodoo knows how to win games. They know how to close games. They know how to come back in games. And so with that being said, that's why they 6 times champions, because they know what to do. They know what it takes. He says, He said, okay, false bravado. I mean, it's kind of like a lot of people don't feel like, that they ain't even did nothing to try to make it feel like they're, that they can put themselves in the shoes of a voodoo and stuff like that. So, and then it was just feeling like, man, they just was not trying to play some of the top teams. And I think voodoo was trying to play them again, and they didn't want to play voodoo. And man, and speaking of that though, one thing I will say is this. I mentioned this yesterday. Where is Walk 'em Down Gang? Where are they? I don't see their name nowhere. I'm looking up I looked up the 11U. Let me see. The 11U right here. Let me remove this. Right? I don't see their name nowhere near on this. I see ABA. I see CDJ. I see, I knew it, bro. I knew, hey, if anytime I mention the dang Walk 'em Down Gang, T Street is not that far behind. He said, okay, so Fast Break University, GA Aggression, North Henry Tigers, Rampage, Primetime Elite, Tucker Lions. Shout out to Tucker, man. I like Tucker. They 11U gonna be stacked, man. Valley Boys, Voodoo. Where is Walk 'em Down Gang? I want to know. I definitely want to know. Where y'all at, Walk 'em Down Gang? I see Voodoo in this thing. Do y'all want to wait to YNC? Y'all ain't gonna support y'all hometown event? Y'all want to wait to battle so y'all could possibly not play them? I'm trying to figure this out. See, the thing about it, man, I literally don't have no picks and chooses. I'm looking at this right here, right? This right here. And I don't see them nowhere in sight. Are y'all, hold on, y'all mean to tell me that y'all are above that? You mean to tell me Voodoo is not above that? The 6-time champion been winning since they was 6? You mean to tell me that group is not above playing in the war zone, but you mean to tell me y'all are? I need to know something, bruh. Cause ain't no way in hell you didn't know. Cause DT been promoting this since January, probably damn near December. So I'm trying to figure out, man. Hey, man, BTA, belt to butt. That's my guy right there. What the hell? What they say? What's going on, bro? He says can't front. He said Warzone bringing some damn good teams out for sure. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen that, bro? He said that 11U bracket a cakewalk for Voodoo. Hey, listen. It wouldn't have been had they had Walk 'em Down in there. And hold on, wait. I'm gonna show you a couple good teams in there. I like the ones that I like. Okay, so I like ABA. Okay, they won it last season, so they gotta be in there. CDJ, which is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Okay, so don't hold it against me. CDJ, I'm not sure if this is what's that? Eastside Jags. I'm not sure if that's them, but if so, that's a good team, right? Primetime Elite. Not sure about them. Valley Boys is a good team. That's a good team. Tucker is a good team. So Yeah, they're gonna get some good work. Now, do I expect Voodoo to win it? Yes. But then you gotta look at it too. Where the hell is Walk 'em Down game? Okay. Where are they? I'm not sure. Where's the Georgia Rattlers? It's a couple teams that's missing from here. And it's more teams that's in this 11U. I think he's gonna post them on here once they registration and everything is taken care of. But I see everybody except for my guys, man. And this is why people get on my heels. If I wouldn't have said what I said, people would have been like, see, here you go. Always giving them Lulu teams, they proper just do and all this other stuff. But then I could say, damn, bro, I think Walk 'em Down gonna be a good team, bro. You feel what I'm saying? They won't smoke. And then I go to a damn I go to the standings in the list of the teams that's in there, and I don't see y'all nowhere near in sight. He says, I like Tucker over Walk 'em Down by two TDs. Hey man, Tucker is a good team, though. They are a good team. I think they got some added pieces from last year. So they should be a good team. He says that 11U bracket K-Walk. I read that one already. But nah, bro. You can't get upset when people saying something, but then you want to be considered or looked at as one of the best. Bro, you gotta play the best. You gotta play them teams, bro. I'm looking and I'm like, what, like, bro, what the hell? Where the hell is Walk 'em Down? But this is why, bro. We can't be scared, man. This is like, this is you football, man. You gonna win, you gonna lose, bro. That's all that matters, man. Y'all did all the stuff that y'all did to get some of them players, bro. Why wouldn't y'all test the damn water at the war zone? Win, lose, or draw. Because you still can go to YNC battle, right? And then get your rankings. You still can do that. Even if you lose in the preseason at Warzone, you still can go to YNC and get your rankings. He says, who you got winning 10U? Are we talking about in Warzone? I'm trying to which one? Okay, because this the 10U right here. So in the 10U, if you're talking about battle, I don't know who playing who yet. Then I'm gonna definitely give my assessment on that. But he say Bill Art, according to Fanatic, Bill ARP. Then you got CDJ, Georgia Packers. Now that's a team that's been winning the 7v7. So we're gonna see how that turned out. You got Georgia Rattlers, then you got Speed Demon, then you got Houston Wolfpacks, then you got Noonan Outlaws, then you got Primetime Elite, Southfield, which is gonna be a good game. Southfield, bro. In fact, Valley Boys in Southfield, they can shot some people. Southfield is a good team, and I think they got them ranked, if I'm not mistaken. But Noonan Outlaws, they always, good. Like for their league, they come and play some smoke and stuff. But I don't got them winning. So the teams in this bracket, right, that should come out is you got Southfield, and I'm giving them the last four. You got Southfield, you got, depending on when they play, Speed Demon, and then Bill Arp. Bill Arp should be there. So they got some work, man. They got some work. They got Georgia Packers or whatever, but yeah, that team should make it. So, damn, That's crazy right there. He said Bill ARP. I says, let me move it. He says, it's youth football. Only two things can happen. You can bust somebody's head or you can get your head busted. Hey, man, that's it. What he say? Bartley Thomas says, he says, that's crazy. Walking down game ain't playing in their own state. Where is he says, where is team dad? Is he still with them? That I don't know. The crazy part is this. I don't know. Walking down game has been MIA and everybody been getting on me because I keep bringing them up, trying to keep them relevant. And you saw how my guy T Street came out the blue just to let you know his disdain for them. He don't respect the org. You know, like he feel like it's hype. But he said, Bill Art, Southfield, good program for sure. They definitely a good program. And then he said Georgia Packers are Bill Art. Now, if I'm going off of 7v7, then I'm going to Georgia Packers. But I haven't seen the game. So I don't think that he said Amy said I don't respect them either. Amy, what is it that I don't know? I just need to know that. What am I missing? I'm trying to figure it out. Because maybe I might be on the same boat as y'all. I don't know what I'm missing. I see a good game. They played some good teams, like the Georgia Rattlers. Played a good Georgia Rattlers. They played Voodoo. They beat if I'm not mistaken, Woj, or one of them Florida teams. They went to battle. I mean, they should have beat Bugatti, but they lost to Bugatti. Right? They kind of fumbled, literally. Fumbled that game. They played versus Mac Dolphins. They played versus MBK. They played versus some other top teams. I'm not sure if they played. I don't think they played Eastside. But man, they played some games. They played some cool games last season. And y'all don't want to give them no credit. Say they got no integrity. See, I don't know. I don't know what they did, though. Says GA Packers said got some good coaches. And that's where it starts, though, Lo. It always start out with some good coaches. You got some good coaches, you can do some good things, some amazing things. You feel me? So I'll be shocked, man. I'll be shocked if GA Packers end up beating Bill Arp, though. Especially with the additions that they supposed to be having. So I'm not even I don't know. Once I see them play the Georgia Packers, then I'm gonna make a decision. But dang, I didn't even know I went over like that. Barley says they're a great team. They need to play in their backyard. That's crazy. Bat Dunn went on record saying y'all scared and called them wheelchair game, and they played Saw Boys. We beat them 28-14. They're a good team. Hold on, Saw Boys beat them? I didn't know Saw Boys beat them. I think I recalled them playing them. Says they dog came from Smyrna. I don't know. It'd be a lot. I don't know. I'll be trying to, just go with football analysis and stuff like that. And people be knowing stuff that I don't be knowing. So I'll be just, talking some football stuff and people just don't be going with it. They like, nah, I'm cool. Just like Amy, she just feel like they ain't got no integrity. So what is it? Do you feel like, he said, yeah, at YNC. But nah, I get they going to YNC. But like, see, people take what they wanted to take from Batman, Coach Batman. Remember what he said. Hold on, you said noise? What the? Oh shit! How long has it been doing that? My bad, man. Damn, I probably ain't gonna be able to watch this live like that. Yeah, how long has it been doing that? Yeah, I knew what it was, but how long it's been doing it? Hopefully not the whole time, man. Dang. For the whole live, you just now saying something? Oh my God. Oh, he said not too long. Oh, see, man, he talk about the whole live, man. That's funny as hell. But damn, bro, I ain't even come on. Oh, he said it's not that loud though. Okay, okay. Yeah. But nah, man, I didn't even expect to come on here to talk about walk 'em down game. And look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. They almost had me call them the wheelchair gang. Bro, I'm like, why do y'all keep calling them the wheelchair gang, bro? They're a good team. They almost had me call. Hey, I almost slipped up talking to Fanatic, man. It's like, bro, why do the wheelchair? I mean, why do walk 'em down gang? You know what I'm saying? Why they think that we don't like them? And the crazy part is I show nothing but love, bro. I be calling the coach, see, you know what I'm saying, if they need somebody to come film, all that, bro. Um, he said, I ain't hear it until a few minutes ago. Okay, bet. Got you. But let me go to some of the other ones. All right, so let me see. So the 7U is stacked, I think, in my opinion. Let me move this. Sorry, so the 7U, they got 4 Bulls, um, Boundary Waters, CDJ Blacks, CDJ Blue. Man, CDJ was got too many damn players on their team. They got Douglasville Tigers Cub. Said Flyboy about 30. Oof. They got Ellenwood Gators. They got the Broncos, Fairburn Flame, Flock Boys, Georgia Rattlers, Lithonia Lions, North Henry Tigers, Primetime Elite, PTD, PTE, RDU. Mm. Mm. We gonna see, man. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm definitely interested. Out of all these people, I'm the most interested in seeing the Flock Boys. I definitely want to see them because this is how I end up getting introduced to Supreme. I was hearing about a damn Supreme. I didn't have no clue who Supreme was. So I end up, being a lot more privy for Lithonia Lions, and I've selected Lithonia Lions. And they beat the hell out of them. So I'm kind of getting that same vibe with Flock Boys, but I don't know. I haven't seen them yet. I have not seen y'all yet, but y'all definitely got my attention. Definitely. That's the one thing that I can say. He said Showtime. CDJ Blacks. He says all the teams you name, we beat. He says they AU in 7v7. Man, I don't really equate the 7v7, man. That's why I said if the Georgia Packers, if they if 7v7 is anything, or if it translates to youth football, then they're going to be in good shape. They're going to be a really good team because they beat everybody. They beat everybody. He says, except North Henry lost to, they ate you by 5. Got you. Street said, he said they call wheelchair game because they a handicapped team. This is crazy work. He said only got 2 plays, direct snap, left and right, no offense. Man, they can throw the ball, bruh. You know, like I seen them do some work, man. I seen them do some work, man. I definitely seen them work going up the middle, bro. You know what I'm saying? On some big boy pounding grounds type stuff. He says, yeah, I'm gonna let you know this is in the air. He says, new Supreme, I keep telling you. Hey, you got some big shoes to fill, bro. That's all I can say. And I'm gonna come to some of them games. Just keep me posted on y'all schedule. If y'all got y'all schedule, send it to me. Because we've been putting all this stuff together so we can know which games we going to. We right now we still got a couple of openings. He says we have too many athletes. So we gonna see, man. Now, you saying that about Fly Boys, I don't see GEA in here. I don't. Because you said y'all not GEA, right? So they got GEA in here. No, they don't have them. He said we got games every week for the next 3 weekends. Hey, send me that. Said GA in Vegas. Got you. So all the young ones went to Vegas, huh? That's crazy. But hey, man, it is what it is. AU got ATL Elite, Statement Boys. Well, they have some crazy names. ATL Elite, Statement Boys. Then they got Bessemer Tigers. Then they got CDJ Black. Then they got GA Mob. Um, then they got Hemi Boys. Then they got Municipal Raiders. Then they got North Henry. Right. Hey, this right here, this bracket right here is very stacked. And I'm hearing the first game is North Henry versus Bessemer Tigers. But this bracket right here, this AU with RDU, Primetime Elite, North Henry, Municipal Raiders, Hemi Boys, all them teams, GA Mob finally will be coming out. We be hearing about them. Bessemer Tigers, and then ATL Elite. So yeah, Bessemer, they should win it, but then I don't know. But then they definitely got some good competition, and North Henry was ranked. I think the highest they went was 4 or 5. So that's gonna be a good game. I think that's one of those showcase games. So the next one we got, I believe this is for. Let me see which one is this. This one for the 9U VA Bulls, CDJ. Right. So I'm thinking that got to be YJB. Tiger, uh, Douglas Tigers, Cubs, Ellenwood Gators, Broncos. I think I already read this one, but yeah, man, that's gonna be stat. Then you got I already did this one. Bill R, CDJ, GA Packers. All right, so the next one is ABA, CDJ, Fast Break. All right, Aggression, North Henry. Hey man, North Henry lost one of them key players though, so I don't know. I don't see them doing too much. Um, this is 12U, ATL Elite Vikings, Diamond Boys, Georgia Eagles, Georgia Rattlers, um, I don't know who that is. The Bulls, Nightmare Boys. Hey, I want to see Nightmare Boys this year as well. Pride Time Elite and then Southfield. So that should be a really good bracket. And then ATL Elite Vikings. I think they be super underrated, bro. So if they anything like they was last year, bro, they'll be one of my sleeper teams. I gotta see a couple games though before I go ahead and and put them as a sleeper team. Definitely. Let me see. The GA in Vegas. It says the weekend. It says we going to Vegas. And then it says North Henry AU versus GA Mob in the championship. It says GA Mob by 2 touchdowns. How the hell? So you gonna put them over Bessemer, bro? If you ain't got Bessemer in there, that's crazy. I think they definitely gonna be in there. Oh, Gaza Bullies. Martiz, he says primetime elite. He's got one of the best backs in the 12U. Says South Carolina stand up. Said, oh, and this ain't even Bessemer. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. But they play the first night. They play the first night, but that's a showcase game, which means it's not going to account for the pool play. So they should definitely see each other twice. If Bessemer loses to GA Mob. Hey, bro, we gotta see, man. I haven't seen GA Mob, so I can't really give him too much credit right now. But shout out to Lee Thornton, man. Shout out to them. They supposed to be doing some stuff. He said I'm pulling up. So yeah, bro, if y'all ain't got no team, man, definitely put your team out there. Definitely get your team out there. Get them kids some exposure, man. Definitely get them that exposure. But man, I ain't got too much, bro. I was chilling with y'all, man. Hopefully, um, my guy, man, for the young kids that end up watching it and stuff like that, they understand, man. Let me go ahead. 1 second. But at least said I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, it should be. So for the gentleman that came on earlier, his his cousin was Andre Wadsworth, who went to the NFL. And this was around the time that he ended up getting incarcerated and he was playing football and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I told y'all, man, I've been around people, a lot of people that made it to the highest level that I actually grew up with, right? Like the Leon Poles, the Josh Johnsons, you talk about the Marshawn Lynch, Damian Lillard, got other players, Paul Marigny, um, who else? Dennis Dixon, like all these players, you feel me? So I end up knowing them, and like growing up in the same. Dennis Dixon went to Saliandro High School, and just saw a lot of great talent, man, a lot of great talent, and I know what it looks like. So when I'm seeing what I'm seeing, I'm only sharing what I know. I'm showing y'all, how these players conducted themselves. It was something that they all had in common, to make them suitable for professional play, for professional basketball, right? And so like I try to share this information and let y'all know, man. I know what I see. I know what it's supposed to look like, what hard work supposed to look like in order to get to the next level. I've seen it you know, with my own eyes. I've been around it. So I was even there when you know, Dame was getting ready to go six pick to the Portland Trailblazers. Cause you know, I've been around this stuff. So I try to tell people. That's why I give information that these people be trying to pay y'all, I mean, charge y'all for. I'm giving it free. You know what I'm saying? My only thing that I ask y'all to do is just take it and, you know, apply it and see where it takes y'all. That's the only thing that I ask for, you know, and to put these babies in the best situation as possible, because the more that y'all know, the better y'all can prepare. The you know, the least they can try to get over on y'all will be in the know. Y'all can understand, you know, how to make NIL money, how to market yourself and all these things. That's what I'm looking to bring, the knowledge for the players to take the power out of the coach's hand and place it in their own hands, and, you know, allow themselves to learn how to market themselves and stuff like that. So that's what I've been trying to do. But I appreciate y'all. If y'all can do me a favor, hit the like button. If you on YouTube, definitely subscribe to the page, and hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, follow the page. And I thank y'all for y'all time.